What's up, y'all? It's Brody Gilbler here at the Oregon Ducks Live on the Voice of College Football. I'm with my man.
Brendan Eberly. How's it going, guys?
It's going good. We don't have Bjorn today, so that means the show's actually going to be fun for once.
Right.
We're going to be talking about how Oregon absolutely rolled Texas Tech 23-0 in the Orange Bowl down in Miami at 9 a.m. Pacific. So, Brendan, what were your initial takeaways of the game? What were you feeling watching the game?
Okay. All right. So initially, I talked about it last time, but I ended up putting a lot of money on Oregon to cover the spread and just Oregon money line straight up, which that ended up being a great decision on my end, which I make fantastical financial decisions all the time, as you can see by my bets. Hey, I'm on a heater with the bets. Well, not the last one, but we'll get into that in the next episode.
Yeah. We'll talk about the lines.
Yeah, with our best bets, because we'll place our best bets for the Indiana game next episode, probably on Thursday. We'll see, but that's tentatively when we'll do it. But yeah, I put a lot of money on Oregon because I had a lot of faith on them to win this game for good reason. Texas Tech just isn't. It's the Big 12. They're not as talented. They didn't have as much talent top to bottom, and it showed, especially the quarterback position. That's really my biggest takeaway, was how bad Texas Tech's QB was. It was a really tough watch to watch him play quarterback. But our defense also played great. I guess my biggest takeaway was, holy cow, Texas Tech has a phenomenal front seven, like the best in the country, and it's not close. Like, Oregon's been able to run the ball against everybody, and we could not move it. Like, we could not move anything against them. Passing the ball, we looked good, but running the ball, not good, which is something that we'll have to be wary of in the semifinal matchup game against Indiana, because I wouldn't say we struggled last time with running the ball, but we didn't run as much as we normally do. And that is something that we'll need to definitely fine tune. But, if you watch Ducks versus them, Dan talks a lot about being battle tested and, really experiencing these tough situations. And I think us playing Texas Tech last week actually was really beneficial because of how good their front seven was. Because Indiana has a good front seven. That's part of what makes them a good team, besides their Heisman winning quarterback. And they're, pretty solid offense. But they got an elite front seven. So that will be a, exciting matchup.
What up, Jackson? Doug Nation in the house. Bjorn brings up a great question. Morton went 18 for 32, 132 yards, and 2 interceptions against Oregon. Absolutely horrific performance. It does raise a question. Is Brock Thomas better than Texas Tech's quarterback? No, but it might be close. It might be close. I do think, Bjorn, if you strapped it up, I think it is very good possibility you would pass for more than 137 yards.
It was a tough watch, man.
Yeah, missing screens, missing checkdowns. That was definitely a rough watch. Yeah, I think, finding the run game, Brendan, like you said, we did see more success against Indiana early in the season. We at least saw some success with Jordan Davison averaging a little over 7 yards a carry against Indiana earlier in the year. This Texas Tech front seven was much better than I expected. If I'm being honest, I thought the Big 12 was just a little fraudulent. That they weren't going to hold us to 2.3 yards a carry, and that's exactly what they did. They came in, they did what they game planned for on the defensive side of the ball. Unfortunately, they could not get it going at all on offense. And that is a credit to Oregon's defense. And I feel like Texas Tech's defense is getting more credit than Oregon's defense, when Oregon's defense arguably played better than Texas Tech's defense.
They did play better. They pitched a shutout.
They pitched a shutout in a playoff game in the Orange Bowl in a very hyped up matchup, and they get absolutely no credit for it. They're playing some of their best football right now. Thieneman is going to be a first-round draft pick at safety. He is absolutely ridiculous flying over the field. He is literally just a Kirkland Caleb Downs. He really is, and he's not great value. He's not anything. He's great. He's fantastic, and he's a really fun player to watch, and that's exactly why he was my defensive MVP in that. But Brendan,
hey, hold on. Tatum Tuioti, though. I said my defensive MVP. Tatum Tuioti made some plays. I think he had a couple deflections. I think 2 sacks, a couple tackles for losses. Like, dude stepped up. I'm not gonna lie. But I will say our defense as a whole played phenomenal. I mean, Finney did Finney things. Like, that kid's gonna be special.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, good point, Bjorn. And then also, good old Mateo Ugalele, man. We saw that highly recruited tight end coming out of him there as he was running towards the end zone. He was stiff arming dudes and he was running. He fumbled the ball there.
I don't know how he didn't get in, dude.
I don't know either, but a touchdown's a touchdown. Jordan Nation ended up cleaning up the job there.
Yeah.
But no, it was no, you go.
I was gonna say, I will say, we were hating on Bryce a little bit. Bjorn did pick him as his defensive MVP. Besides that one missed tackle that led to a 50-yard run, he did play phenomenal. He finally was, filling holes, not getting drugged 20 yards on every single tackle. Like, he really showed up in a big way. Him and Thieneman, besides Finney, obviously, with his 2 interceptions, fumble recovery, those were the 2 that really popped out on the defense for me. Thieneman with a huge tackle for loss. Betcher actually forcing that fumble that Finney jumped on. I just everyone on the defense made a play. Blake Purchase coming in, the huge sack
towards the end there. Also, Kennedy had that fourth down tackle where he defeated a block and got a TFL. So honestly, everybody played great. Like, that's the thing. You love to see that.
Yeah, our DBs, they're really getting those NFL looks for a reason. It's because of the style of guy that Dan Lanning is recruiting, the DBs that aren't afraid to tackle. Finney's in almost every tackle. You saw him step up and make a huge, he just is not afraid to get hit, and neither is Canada. Just studs, and that's the style of guy that Lanning's recruiting, and it's working out for him so far. So we'll see it against Indiana a little bit.
Yeah, well, I mean, Bjorn, we will talk about this when we do our Indiana, review. I mean, you'll be there, you'll be talking, but we can touch on this briefly. Sadiq will need to be schemed in. This game, he has an impact that's not. He hasn't been taking over in these games. He's been making a few plays here and there. But really what he does is he just has such a big gravity. He pulls everybody. He pulls defenders to him, even if he's not a part of the play. And it really allows for, guys like Benson and Jamari to get open. I mean, I placed a nice little parlay with Benson and Jamari on it. And, man, that was free. That was so free. I saw their lines and I was like, do we even watch Oregon Ducks football? Jamari Johnson's been a beast for us. And Benson, his line started off at it started off at 27.5.
Yeah,
he's been averaging 3 times as much as that in the last few games, and
averaging more than 40.
So. Yeah, and now Dak Moore and Gary Bryan are back, but Dak Moore, we're gonna have some uncomfortable conversations about maybe towards the end of the year. Here, we'll see. I don't know. Benson's been kind of outshining him, and so has McClellan, which he also made a few nice plays. But. Sadiq's definitely gonna have to play more of a role in this game if we want to win. But I don't know. I think Benson and Jamari have kind of been enough so far. I mean,
Jamari Johnson
even otherwise, but yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say Jamari Johnson really just feels like a vortex. Every time the ball comes away, it just seems like it gets sucked into him. He's just like a black hole, and the ball just magically gets into its grasp. He's a huge target. He's great over the middle. Dante's finding him well. That first third down, I don't know if I've been that excited for a Ducks football play in a while. That got me riled up a little bit. I will say, as far as game planning, Jamari Johnson, Kenyon Sadiq, and all these guys into the game plan. All these guys, getting them involved into the game plan. I really want to see them more creative use of them in the run game, as far as lining them out wide and then motioning them in, seeing some split zone action off those zones, maybe motion them into some more counters, some gap scheme. I think we got away from that a little bit. I think we saw a lot of that creativity against Iowa and USC and later in the season, but we didn't really see it as much against Texas Tech for some reason. And I think against Indiana, we absolutely need to see that, because I know you've been watching a lot of these bowl game seasons. A lot of these teams are inserting these receivers into the B gap, C gap, depending on the run, and they are seeing great success in doing so. And there's just so much versatility, especially with a guy like Sadiq, who is an elite run blocker, an elite pass threat into the flat. If you want to run something like that off the motion instead, I think that's the biggest way we need to see them come up against Indiana.
Yep, no, I would agree. Yeah, Rain Chili out here spreading hate. Sorry, Rain Chill out here spreading hate. Ridiculous. But something else that Bjorn mentions is Sappington. Sappington is I'm not his biggest fan. He's a good kicker. But I mean that 36-yard field goal is inexcusable. You can't be missing that. Like, yes, he hit a 50-yard field goal early on in the game, and like, he's made a few big kicks throughout the season, but like, he's just all right. Like, like we shouldn't be idolizing guys that are just like all right. And Sappington just like goes out there and does his job, which is what you can ask for. But like, we want an exceptional kicker. We have not had that at all here at Oregon. So Sappington's been our best bet, and it's kind of goes to show that we're getting really excited about Atticus Sappington, and he's like 80%, and it's like, okay, that's not bad, but then he's like 1 for 5 from 50 plus, and you were just like, oh god.
Yeah. Hey, we are not taking automatic state at this time. Okay. Hit 50-yarder, 39-yarder, 43-yarder, missed a 36-yarder to put the game away. He's been our best kicker probably in, knock on wood, in our history. That's not saying much though. We're kind of like Ohio State and Jaden Fielding, where we've never had a good kicker. But I will say Sappington's definitely a lot more reliable than any other kicker we've ever had.
Sure, so but Dan went for it in a game that he knew we were not going to score a ton of points. Being like, there's not going to be a lot of points scored. He went for it on 4th down like 7 times. Does that not go to show how little respect we have for Atticus Sappington? How little trust we have? Maybe it's like, oh, we got really good offense, or like maybe we have we got a lot of faith in our offense. But I don't know. Insane name. It's an insane name.
No, that's a great name. We won't talk about. Let's go back a little bit to our struggles in the run game, Brendan. What do you want to see more out of Jordan Davison? Did you like the usage that Davison got? 15 carries, 45 yards, 2 touchdowns versus Whittington, 13 for 34. Dante had 10 carries. He got sacked a few times, 10 carries for 21. De'Aaron Hill, 5 for 15, and Jalen Lamar, 3 for 3. So.
Jalen Lamar's been getting some run, which, I mean, good for him. I don't think he's the guy, but he's been getting some run. I mean, our rushing attack was absolutely abysmal. Like, we ran so many plays, and I mean, we averaged like 4 yards a carry, which is like
way less. It was under 3, Brendan.
Which is insane. Even 4 yards per carry for Oregon is like insane. So I like the amount of usage we had. It's just, if we're not having any success, like, why do we keep trying to do it? I don't really know, but I like the usage. I like this usage. Shout out to Bjorn Bergstrom, by the way, for the donation of 99 cents. Really appreciate that, Bjorn. You're gonna probably get like some money from that. Good stuff.
Yeah.
But no,
if you get enough of those,
Davison,
going to the Dollar Tree.
Yeah. Davison is he's a phenomenal running back, and he needs to get as many touches as he does. But Whittington, he was again kind of all right. I just want to see I want to see some more De'Aaron Hill. Like, he actually had some impact in this game. He made a few good plays. Like, the dude is explosive. So I will say that I want to see some more De'Aaron Hill, and I want to see the De'Aaron Hill and Davison show against Indiana. But
yeah,
we'll see what happens.
The thing with De'Aaron Hill is, like, we really got to run something other than outside zone with him. I feel like that's kind of the reason he's not getting run, is because he's really only effective on these, pin and pull tosses, these outside zone plays. I feel like we need to get him, some counters, like hopefully getting some guys upfield, so that way we can run underneath them. And Davison, like I said earlier, averaged a little bit over 7 yards a carry against Indiana last time. Really the only running back that saw success against Indiana. I do think our line, Pragon and Poncho, being disappointed against Texas Tech, absolutely, Bjorn. But I think that they handled Indiana's front a lot better than Texas Tech the first time we played them. And I think that we will lean a little bit more than we did the first time around. Yeah, that Texas Tech front 7 was just legit, and I don't think that
it's an NFL front 7 right there. That's like a good NFL front 7 as well.
Yeah, I think they're the best front 7 in the country. I think that we saw plenty of success against Indiana the first time. I think Pragon and Poncho, Bjorn, it's just natural at this point.
I wouldn't say okay. I will say Poncho was a little bit disappointing. He had a few really bad snaps, which kind of was frustrating to watch. Which come on, like you've been a unit with Dante for the whole season, and we have 2 just really bad snaps. That's a bit ridiculous. But I mean, like to the point of Emmanuel Pregnon, like again, he's up against a really good defensive line.
Yeah, and expecting him to reach block like that on 4th down and Wildcat when you know they're not going to have Dante Moore lead block. That was a bad play call. You're Pregnon, like that's an impossible block for him, and
Stein got a little cute to begin the game, and it was a little frustrating to watch because we've been very adamant about this on this channel that Stein can get a little too cute, and it can be very problematic for us. Our offense looked really stagnant outside of the first drive. The first 10 plays were drawn up perfectly. I mean, I don't know why we didn't just stick to that approach the whole time, but whatever.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're excited for the game also this week.
Yeah,
by the way,
let's go Ducks. Let's go. I think there's a difference between getting too cute on the offense, like he was, it seems, after that first drive, and having a complex offense full of motions and different looks to get to those runs, kind of like what I'm talking about is in using Sadiq to use in split zone or, having him read and wrap and have Dante on a read option or have him go into the flat. I think there's a difference in complexity versus getting cute. This is also a very good point, Bjorn. That is up for debate, but I do have to give it to Stein after that Texas Tech game, considering all he was doing is being cute during that Texas Tech game. But really, we just need to stick to the fundamentals of what makes our offense good. Counters, outside zones, different unique, inserts in our zone run game. And I think we'll find success that way. So I think that's my thing with our rush game in Texas Tech and what I want to see differently against Indiana.
Yeah, no, I mean, I can agree with that fully. I mean, like it was like objectively, it was a good game to watch. Like it was a low scoring game, but like as a whole, it was a fun game to watch. I mean, that fake punt we ran as well with my glorious King Tatum Tuioti, by the way, making a catch. I don't see Dylan Thonovan making that play. Sorry, my defensive MVP. The thing is like our defense was just so stout. They played so well. Like we really need to see that carry over to play against Indiana if we really want to continue the success that we're having. And it's just, I don't know. We'll have to see.
Yeah. So what are some takeaways from our pass game that you saw with Dante Moore and our pass catchers and as well as James Ferguson Reynolds? What did you see in our pass game that you were hopeful for against Indiana and maybe something you want to see more of?
No, I mean, Dante was slinging the rock. I mean, to be honest with you, Dante played phenomenal. Like he played really good. And the other thing is with Dante, like he was going through his progressions, like when he had enough time to, like he was making good reads and, checking down and kind of doing what he needed to do. I will say, I wish he hadn't dropped back so far a few times, like just having a little bit more awareness of what's happening in the game. Because yes, they're on our offensive line, especially Isaiah World. He struggled a little bit with a little bit of speed on the edge there. He was seeing the field really well, which was good. We want to see that, and it was successful. I wish we kind of have just relied on it more. Like he was seeing the field well. Just let him go out there and sling the rock. Like let him go pass it to our guys. Like that first drive, those first 10 plays were money. Like we had dudes getting open. Like we designed them to get open. Like we schemed them open, and then they were also just getting open naturally, like in man coverage. And so, I want to see more of that. Like that was successful, but again, it's a matter of Will Stein getting a little bit too cute at some point. And so, as long as we can just stick to like the regular pass game, we'll be in a good spot. I mean, we saw it and it was exciting.
Yeah, Dante Moore, 26 for 33 for 234 yards and 1 interception. He is 3 yards below his projection of 236.5, where I would have won $100. So I'm a little bit salty that Stein didn't let him throw it, especially on that 4th and 1 where we got cute and ran Wildcat instead. But I feel like Dante actually got a little rattled throughout the game. There was a lot of pressure. Harkey really just struggling pass setting against Bailey and those elite Texas Tech edges. And he got a little flustered and he missed a wide open Sadiq in the back of the end zone. And those are those plays that we absolutely have to hit against Indiana because there's way less margin for error in that game against Texas Tech because they do have a Heisman winning quarterback on the other side and they don't have Morton who is, borderline pissing his pants and throwing checkdowns in the dirt. I think Dante just needs to play like he did that first half and seeing the field really well. And Stein needs to get him in a rhythm. We can't just be throwing screens and having them get blown up. We can have him, go through his progressions, actually have reads, like get him in one man progressions where, he was reading the mic and if the mic goes to the right, he throws, opposite way. And we saw that a little bit against Iowa, especially during the 2-minute drill. So I think we need to just get him in a rhythm early and get him seeing the whole field and make sure he feels comfortable with our pass pro and in the pocket, which I think we will have a little bit more time against Indiana's edges than we did against, 2 potential top 10 picks and Texas Tech's front. So,
no, I agree 100%. I mean, Indiana won't give him much time to go through reads, but Indiana will give him more time, especially with their star defensive player, star defensive lineman out. I think that'll impact them quite substantially. But also, like, from a player standpoint, of our front 5 guys going up against Texas Tech's front 7, and then Indiana still has an elite front 7, but they're not as good as Texas Tech's. And then it's like, you go in 1 week from facing the best front 7 that they might ever face in their lives, genuinely, to a good front 7. It's gonna feel significantly worse. Like it's just gonna feel completely different. So I think that's actually gonna benefit us quite a bit. Hopefully we'll get some more push. I mean, like I said, last time we played Indiana, we had decent little run game going. We just need to run the ball more and run the ball more successfully. Like just stay in rhythm. And that's the thing is like we need to almost like use our run game to complement Dante's passing. I think that's something that needs to be done in this game against Indiana because I have a feeling it's going to be, it's going to be a close game, like no matter what way you put it. Like with the Oregon and Texas Tech game, like I predicted it was going to there's a world where it's a blowout in Oregon's way, which it was. It was only, 23-0, but it was it was a lot more than that, really. Like it genuinely was a bigger blowout. With Indiana, though, it's not going to be that way. It's going to be a 3 to 7 point game, final score.
Yeah, I think wrong comment, but Indiana, one of the best things to do to neutralize pass rush is have a good run game, not get into the second and third and longs where these pass rushers can really fire off the ball. You're needing chip help. You're needing to get people outside the route concepts. So I think we will have a little bit more time against Indiana than we did against Texas Tech, just because I think we will see more success in the run game. Absolutely. If you guys watched X versus them, that was an absolute domination in the first half. It felt like it was 35-0 and it was 6-0. So really we got to capitalize on those situations. If we are playing that well against Indiana, we absolutely cannot only have a 6-point lead going into halftime. We need to be able to convert on 4th down, turn points in the red zone into touchdowns. And that's just something that we've struggled with this year a little bit is red zone on both sides of the ball. Finney, with a red zone pick, I think that was really creative. That match, banjo kind of coverage where, Nixon had the first out and then Finney was able to drop back and help him in that concept. So I like that we're getting creative. We're trying to find ways to get over that struggle on the defensive side of the ball. And I think Stein just needs to step up, especially this week against Indiana. Thoughts, Brennan?
No, I agree. I like the red zone has been a serious struggle on both sides of the. I wouldn't say necessarily on our offense too much. I mean, we did struggle against Texas Tech, which is warranted. I mean, when it's really going to be the front 7, that's going to be the biggest. Like, that's the most important thing when it comes to. Shout out to Rain Chill. Shout out to Rain Chill. But like when you get to the red zone, the front 7 really stands out. Like it really does because you can't move the ball, you can't run the ball just up the middle. But it was really nice to see that specifically defensively, that we were able to make some adjustments because it's been bad. I mean, we're one of the worst in the country. Genuinely, I mean, we're what, like 70. We allow a touchdown 70% of the time, or I think we allow points 70% of the time, but it's a pretty high touchdown. Oh, shout out to Brady Gilbert 2IN, whatever that means.
Guess we don't.
The thing is it's just like I want to see more, especially offensively, like the thank you, Rain Chill. I just need to see more offensively. Like the Wildcat play was, I don't know what they were doing. Like they ran it to the short side of the field as well when it was like a polling play. Like I get you can, catch your opponent off guard, but it was just like, let our guys get open in space.
You're only going one way. You're not having Dante Moore lead block. So
no, you're not. You're not at all. And that was the other thing. And also the other thing that pissed me off was the rolling out in the red zone is abysmal. It's just not. It's not a smart decision. Rain Show, we did acknowledge you. We said thank you for the money.
Absolute stud.
$1.99. But the rolling out just was not the right way to go.
Yeah. Yes.
That's true.
Yeah.
Like our defense.
Go ahead.
No. I was just going to point out, like, this is a great point. Like, Oregon's done a good job of preventing teams from getting into the red zone, that's a good point. Like it doesn't happen very often, but when it does happen, it feels like points are going to be allowed. And at some point, the good teams, which we are playing, I mean, we're one of 4 teams left, so we're only be playing really good teams. They're going to get the ball in the red zone. We need to find a way to come out with stops and, turn the ball over, which is what we did against Texas Tech. So that was good progress to see. And, us getting better as a team is just all you can ask for at this point in the season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I did want to talk about this too. Rolling out on 4th and 1 on the goal line. The last time I've ever seen that play work was in the national championship, but I've yet to see that play work since then. You're effectively, like Bjorn's saying, cutting the field in half. You're not giving your guys an opportunity to stretch the defense and get open. It's way easier to have the numbers advantage on the defense when you're cutting the field in half like that. So, I don't want to see that ever again, and hopefully because we ran it, we'll never call it again.
I mean, we did it. We did it with Kenny against UW a few years ago with Bo Nix right before halftime. Instead of taking 3 points, which ended up costing us big time because we had good old Camden Lewis. But like, you're not only are you cutting the field in half, you're also limiting the amount of time that you have. Yeah, exactly my point here. You're also limiting the amount of time you have because they can now send corners that are not guarding anybody to come blitz at you. How many times like we see it when teams drop everybody into coverage and, on the 5-yard line where they got like maybe 2 or 3 pass rushers and the QB has like all day to throw the ball. I would rather that than have no time or have to like make a throw into coverage and like, force our guy to make a play. Like at that point, like if we're spending like, if it's a 10-second long play and it's like, hey, nobody's getting open, like they're just covering us. Okay, now you can force it. But when you're forced into like making that quick decision, then you have to force it. It's just not what you want to see. Not what you want to see. It's not a recipe for success.
Yeah, I mean, you have a top 3 potential NFL draft pick, a quarterback who's absolutely cooking at that point in the game, and you're really just making him have a brain dead read. I don't think it's fair. Another point. Yeah. Landon doesn't want to take the points for halftime at 4th and 1. Then please try out any other play in the playbook. Absolutely, I do think. I mean, this is about a little bit what I was going to get into, but I really would have liked to see. I would have liked to see more under center stuff. I think we saw our a little bit of success when we went under center. We did have one play on that first drive where we went single back and we kind of did like a double pull with both our guards. And it was just a little bit too slow. I think we probably would have got 13 plus at least, if not a touchdown on that first play or on that first drive. I think it was 2nd and 9 at that point. I would have liked to see more under center stuff throughout the game because I feel like we see success with that, especially on 4th and 1. With us, failing so hard early in the game, with running at short yardage, I definitely would have put the ball in Dante's hands on that goal line. Probably would have gone into a personnel with Jamari Johnson and Kenyon Sadiq in there because we don't really have another jump ball receiver like that, and I would have tried to isolate Sadiq on a linebacker, probably on an option route. Probably doubles with Jamari Johnson and Sadiq in the slot. Maybe like a pick for Jamari Johnson, high ball in the back of the end zone, and then Sadiq on the option on the backside, and just read that mic, see what you can get out of it, but still have the running back in the backfield to threaten running the ball or doing any of the read option stuff that we have in the past. So that's probably what I would have called Bjorn.
You also talked kind of briefly about the read option there. Like why not run an RPO where you have Davison and De'Aaron Hill in the backfield, where you kind of you know what I'm talking about, where we have both of them in the backfield, and then you can kind of just run an RPO off that. Whether it's like a little swing pass with De'Aaron Hill where he leaks out, and then it's like a handoff to De'Aaron or whatever, and it's a read option between De'Aaron and Dante. There's a lot of things that you can do with our offense on the 2-yard line. And we have a lot of weapons, and it felt like they just didn't want to use any of them. Dak Moore's a blocker. So is Gary Bryant. You put them out wide even, and then, like I said, you run like a little swing pass to where, De'Aaron Hill looks like a lead blocker, but I said he's leaking out, and then, you read what's going on up front, and if De'Aaron Hill run is not there, you just swing it out if Jordan Davison run isn't there, swing it out to De'Aaron Hill.
I think
make a play.
Yeah, I was going to say one of the things I feel like Stein struggles as an offensive play caller still is not understanding the gravity that his players have. Benson, elite speed, Dak Moore, elite speed. You really got to use those guys to stretch the defense, as well as De'Aaron Hill and Jordan Davison. Have these moving parts within your offense. Similar to Ben Johnson. I think he's the best coach in the world at having a bunch of moving parts on in his run game, and not just standard blocking, actually using them as distractions to make the angles easier, and just everything in life easier for your offensive linemen as far as angles and blocking. So I think that's one thing that Stein still needs to work on, and hopefully we see against Indiana, but it might be too late in the season for something like that. But try to use it with what we have in the playbook at this point.
Yeah, we'll see. Who knows how much of the playbook they've really opened up yet? We really don't even fully know, that's kind of the craziest thing. And do we have anything else that we want to touch on here, Brody? I can briefly mention some things that me and Bjorn went over when you weren't there, just from the last episode.
Yeah, sure. Go for it.
Yeah, I was going to talk about me and Bjorn had some bets on who's gonna. Oh, I like this.
Shout out Andrew.
But if
I had one, I would.
Okay, Freddie. So Bjorn actually went the opposite on basically all the bets that I had in the last episode, where I took the good old Miami spread, and I said Miami could win that game. It's kind of like we just ignore the fact that the first round bye, doesn't affect the team unless you're playing Alabama. Now, Alabama it's essentially it's a 2-round bye. It's a 2-round bye. Which again, I picked Miami to cover the spread and said that they could win, and lo and behold, they more than covered the spread. Let's just say they also won. And then when it came to obviously the Oregon game, we already talked about it. Oregon covered the spread. Bjorn kind of is backseat driving right now. I'm not discrediting Indiana. Indiana played good, but let's be honest, that Bama team was abysmal. He is abysmal. Kalen DeBoer is. Don't know how he's gonna. I don't know how he should have taken the Michigan job. I'm gonna be honest with you. He's gonna get fired in 2 years when they don't have any success in the playoffs in the next 2 years. Me and Brad actually were talking about it a little while ago. He does so much more with less. He's one of the only coaches I've seen that does less with more. He's got so much talent at Alabama still, and it's just. Ugh. Anyways, Bjorn said that Alabama would cover the spread. Again, don't listen to Bjorn for betting advice. That was very wrong. Couldn't have been more wrong. And then Ole Miss. I said Ole Miss could beat Georgia, and I said I'm taking Ole Miss to cover the spread. I won a lot of money this last weekend. So
yeah, I did too, Brendan.
If you want to, if you want, yeah,
I was listening to you.
Want to win money.
Yeah, I was listening to you instead of Bjorn, so I also won a lot of money this weekend. So,
I like that.
Yeah, I think we'll touch, or I can touch on my bet. I don't know if you guys set it on, but I did.
We did, I believe.
Mr. Malik Benson over 29.5 receiving yards. He ended with 51. So I was pretty proud of that one. Finding that line. Real Ducks fans have no
crazy snipe. Yeah, no, that was a good pick. I believe mine was somewhere along the lines of Oregon, like offense to get like over. I can't remember what it was. It was like over 400 yards the offense, which did not hit, which is quite rare for me. I've been pretty on fire with my bets. Bjorn, do you remember what your best bet was for the game, and did it hit?
Well, it's Bjorn, so
we'll see. He'll type in the chat here in a sec. I'm gonna actually put up the records real quick. I'm gonna adjust it and then put them up so you guys can kind of see where we're at as a team here.
Absolutely insane that the ESPN panel was picking Alabama. I feel like I knew that Alabama was going to get absolutely waxed by Indiana. Not like Indiana is great, don't get me wrong, but I think any competent football team would have absolutely waxed Alabama. I mean, we saw them have -3 rush yards in an SEC championship game against a not elite Georgia team, a very great Georgia team, but not an elite Georgia team. We saw them get -3 rush yards, and we let them into the playoffs over Notre Dame. We let Oklahoma, the fraudulent SEC, get into the playoffs over teams like BYU. I think they would have put up a better fight, and I think Notre Dame
would not have put up a better fight. Now we're getting delusional, Brody. BYU would have not put up a better fight. Notre Dame deserved to be in instead of
Notre Dame would have waxed Alabama, and I think we
beat both of them by a lot. And I hate Notre Dame, but
I hate Notre Dame too. But oh my goodness!
Shout out to Bjorn Bergstrom and Rain Schill for donating. Both men of their word. We'd love to see.
Yeah, Bjorn did hit his best bet, Oregon -2.5. So me and him are tied. We got at least one more game to try to catch Brendan. So
hey, we'll see. And I will say that bet that I placed, the Oregon offensive yards, I didn't do a ton of research on. I'm sorry, guys. If you guys tailed me, I let you guys down. That's on me. It won't happen again. I'll have some better execution. But this is a good point here. The buy honestly might be worth 20 points. Like it really damages teams. It needs to be adjusted for in the future. The FCS playoffs, I honestly don't pay much attention to, so no comment there. I'm glad that our fans here are really liking Bjorn. Bjorn's he's a good dude. He's a gracious host of the podcast.
Yeah. Unfortunately, he is not here with us today, but he is still here in spirit in the chat. So, Montana State versus Illinois State. I think Montana State is heavily favored in that game, if I'm not mistaken. Illinois State is unranked.
Yes.
But, it should be a fun
Illinois
game.
State, Illinois State, I think they had their QB threw like 5 interceptions in one game as like a 30-point dog, and they still won. I'm pretty sure that's what happened. Hold on, I'm gonna look this up real quick because I need to confirm. But it was like some insane stat line.
Dude.
Right, give me one sec, guys. Oh, they're actually playing right now. Illinois State they're losing 14-28 in the fourth quarter with 10 minutes left. Oh, they just scored a touchdown. Never mind. It's now a 7-point or pending the extra point. It's a 7-point game. Let me see.
Absolutely electric game going on there.
Right. No, they beat North Dakota State 29-28.
Yeah,
yes,
is a great
and
point.
their QB threw 5 interceptions. And they beat North Dakota State. So
I mean, shout out Vernon Adams. That's a great shout. Vernon Adams, one of my favorite Oregon quarterbacks to watch after Mariota. I think he's actually the only quarterback or one of the few quarterbacks since Mariota that didn't make the NFL, but he was definitely a great college quarterback, Oregon,
for sure.
Quarterback factory. And Trinidad Chambliss played absolutely out of his mind against Georgia. Granted, it is a SEC defense. There's a lot of holes in there. But
not Georgia. To be fair, not Georgia.
Yeah,
Georgia's
not Georgia.
One of the exceptions.
Yeah. They're one of the few SEC teams I respect at this point besides Ole Miss. but he played out of his mind. People are saying he might be a first-round pick now. I don't know if I go that far. He's a little undersized, but he could definitely very well sneak in the second round. If Tyler Shuck can go in the second round, anyone can at this point. But he has looked pretty good. So, I mean, I can't really blame the NFL there.
No, Birdie, Trinidad Chambliss just re-signed with Ole Miss, pending his 6th year of eligibility. So if that goes through, then he's already signed a deal with Ole Miss. It's kind of crazy, but yeah, he's going back to Ole Miss.
Yeah, people continually hating over LSU. And
he signed the deal today, and I was like kind of shocked because I thought maybe he could go to LSU. There was a world where that was going to be the case, but. Mm-hmm. And he's also foregoing the draft if he does. And
Sam Levitt potentially getting 5 to 7. I guess we can move on to the transfer portal a little bit, but Sam Levitt getting 5 to 7 million potentially to go to Kentucky.
Will Stein, man. Will Stein.
Stein got his guy apparently, but I mean Kentucky might win 4 games instead of 3 now. So congrats to them.
Take Sam Levitt, please. Take Sam Levitt. I don't want him. He's got to be like the worst number 1 portal player in the world. He's so buns. He's just not that good.
I think you're discrediting him a little bit because of how big of a piece of junk he is. But
bro, he's like Diego Pavia. Like, are we serious? They're like
Diego
the same
Pavia
player.
Got Vandy the most fraudulent 10 wins you'll ever see. Okay, I don't want to hear anything.
That's what Sam Levitt does. I mean, Jeff Sims was basically better than him. I mean, Kenny Dillingham is pushing him out for a reason. You're telling me that Kenny Dillingham, who re-signed to stay at ASU, does not want the number 1 quarterback in the portal to stay with him? Like. What are we talking about? This is also a good point here. Where is Noah Shad going? Mm-hmm. Probably to like an FCS school, I'm going to be honest. Or like a low or group of 5 team. That's where
he could go back to Baylor.
That's true. But I've heard some Lagway connections to Baylor, which that honestly makes sense. That'd be a good fit.
Yeah. I mean, Oregon's got potentially a hole if Dante Morris, so maybe he'll go. No.
No, we do not want we'll see who we get. Brady Gilbert does make a mean steak. I mean, I'm hoping that, in the portal, we go out there and land a guy like Dylan Raiola or Ty Simpson, maybe, if he doesn't declare for the draft to go back.
Yeah, I would love Ty.
Keelan Russell is another name to keep an eye on. I mean, he was a former 5-star. Deuce Knight, lefty. I know Brady loves his lefties.
Oh, gosh, I love lefty quarterbacks.
Former 5-star at Auburn. There's a lot of guys in the portal there's gonna be some exciting stuff happening. But on a sad note, Mekhi Hughes did end up leaving. He went to Houston. This was announced yesterday, which is good for him. He needs to go somewhere else, another power conference school. Hopefully he can go produce there. He just was never gonna step the field here at Oregon. Unfortunate, but it is what it is. It's how the business works.
Yeah, and
Jaleel Florence to Missouri. That's honestly a good fit.
Yeah, it is. I was going to talk about Oregon's lack of depth in that nickel position, and just in the DB room. It really seems like these young guys, are really taking over that DB room, which is exactly what we predicted at the beginning of the season. But I think it is probably something to watch. Go against Indiana. I think we will see hopefully change against the schedule that we currently have. Lanning's calling for the season to end on January 1st, and I think it makes absolute sense. I have no idea how that has not happened yet. Dalen Austin, Florence, some of these guys in the transfer portal does hurt Oregon's chances against Indiana. But Indiana also recruiting their butt off in the portal right now, potentially hurting them in their prep for Oregon. So portal's great.
We'll see. Yeah, it is. It is. And I agree. I mean, realistically, these guys need to be finishing their season on like New Year's. Like that's when the Natty should be played. There's no reason that you guys should be playing football far into 2026. Like this is not the NFL. We're not playing the Super Bowl here. Like there's far too big of a gap between when the season ends and when that first game is for the teams to have a bye. No, Cignetti does not turn Josh Hoover into a first-round pick. We are not delusional, Bjorn. Let's move on. The thing is, the Rose Bowl. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I think the Rose Bowl absolutely should. I'm a big advocate of playing games on campus until the national championship. I don't think that will ever happen because the Orange Bowl and Cotton Bowl are historic or whatever, but that's stupid. Like, who cares? The Rose Bowl is the only bowl game anyone ever cares about, in my opinion. But I think what they will end up doing is rotate. They will have the Rose Bowl as national championship and then rotate those other 5 New Year's Six bowls in with the semifinals and then hopefully play games on campus in the quarterfinals, because I think it's quite frankly ridiculous that they do not at that point. And it makes the regular season matter again. It makes people actually like worry about, like, if we lost to Indiana at home, like that would have been a way bigger deal because then we have to go on the road in Lubbock instead of, neutral site game. So
yeah, no, that's a good point. That's another good point because it adds more emphasis on the regular season having impact, which is something that we kind of question now with the 12-team playoff. So I think that's a very welcoming change that needs to be made. The other thing to mention is, yes, like we should have been playing at Texas Tech. Would it have mattered? No. Oregon would have beat Texas Tech probably 30-0 now at this point. They probably would have beat them even worse. But benefits Oregon the fact that we play in the Big Ten weirdly enough, and we have to travel so much that travel doesn't really affect us. I mean, like, we've gone in and played in Ann Arbor in the Big House. We've gone in to play at Penn State in the White House. Like, there's just a lot of things that Oregon has done, which,
I will say, I do think some of our offensive line struggles actually is probably from the 9 a.m. Pacific start time. Your body naturally, has the most physical ability at 4 p.m. And that's why you see a lot of these primetime games at 6:20, 7 o'clock. You see these West Coast teams historically cover the spread and play better because at 4 p.m. their body's natural time. That's where they're set the most. So I think that will be a factor as we continue along in these playoffs.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. I mean, I think that applies for everybody. Like, you're probably going to be more awake and more ready to go with life at, 4 p.m. Even 1 p.m. is still a better time, like, objectively, which I guess, that's when, like, the internal clock would be. We probably will not do a draft today just because we like to have all 3 of us here. It just kind of makes more sense. I mean, unless you want to, shoot out some ideas, we can get we can have like a whole chat draft. We can get Rain Chill involved, and everybody. But I don't have anything else to add. I think this was, we just.
Well, I got one more question for you, Brendan. We have 12 outgoing transfers in Mekhi Hughes, Kingston Lopa, Dalen Austin, Cade Catton, Kyler Casper, Lipe Moala, Austin Osed, Sion Lualu, Justice Lowe, Solomon Davis, Dakota Fields, and Jaleel Florence. What transfer do you think has the biggest impact
that we lose?
Leaving, and what position do you think we should add in the portal?
What position do you think we add? You just named 7 defensive backs, probably. So probably that position. I had to guess. Our biggest loss by far is Dalen Austin, or probably Lopa. A really highly touted 6'5" DB. I think he's a redshirt freshman, redshirt sophomore. So he's a young guy, but he just might not have found the field here at Oregon with how young our DB room is. Dalen Austin did find the field. He played a fair bit. There was a whole situation with him, legality wise, early on in the year. So I'm sure that part of him is he just wants to get out of Eugene and have a fresh start. So
I hate losing Lopa too. I think that's a big loss going forward. So
yeah, no, that's what I was talking about. He was the highly touted.
Yeah.
I think Tim Tebow. I don't know if Tim Tebow has more eligibility, but a guy that does have eligibility is LeBron James. Let's bring LeBron James in.
Don't get me started. Do not get me started over this propaganda.
That's NFL talk. We only do strictly college football talk. We can touch on the NFL.
But if you want to call me after, you can catch the smoke right now.
I think also in the portal, there's a lot of guys that I would like us to go after. The main one being not Keon Coleman.
That DN from the SEC.
No. I was thinking of the receiver, the Auburn receiver. It's Coleman. His first name is something. I forget what his first name
Cam
is.
Coleman, yeah.
Cam Coleman. Yes,
Yeah,
thank you. That
stud.
dude would change our offensive receiving room in a heartbeat. He is
Yeah.
phenomenal receiver.
I mean,
But we'll see what goes on with Dante. There's been a lot of radio silence about him. I really do wholeheartedly believe that if we don't win the Natty, he's coming back. Because who in their right mind wants to go play for the Jets or the
yeah.
Raiders? Like,
I actually do think the Jets are a fairly underrated situation right
they
now. I
are.
think they have a
They
decent
have Garrett
line.
Wilson. They have Garrett Wilson.
Yeah.
But I have a feeling that the Raiders would take Dante Moore over Fernando Mendoza at number 1. I don't know why. It just feels like it. Personally, what I think the Raiders should do is the Raiders should just trade back, draft a guy like Arvell Reese, whatever, and then draft Diego Pavia, because Diego Pavia seems like a Raider. He'd be phenomenal there in Las Vegas. I need to see that happen.
Dude, if Diego Pavia gets drafted, I literally have no faith in anything. Yeah, that would be an elite big three, Bjorn. Yeah, and I think we do see Evan Stewart come back. He was a projected first round pick until he got his patella injury. I think he can play himself into a first round pick, but I think if he declared right now, he'd be, late day two, day
he's
three
coming back
pick,
to play.
So, yeah.
Supposedly he's coming back to play college football next year. That's his plan.
Yeah.
Whether it's at Oregon, that's what's more to be decided. It feels like he wants to move on.
Yeah.
Because I don't think Oregon wants to pay him, which reasonably so, rightfully so. He hasn't really done that much. He's a big name to have, and he's a good player. We all know that, but he hasn't done anything to help us succeed, which is kind of what we want. We want the guys that are actually going to have impact, not just guys with big names. We're not out here just throwing offers to everybody who wants them. Like, we're very particular in who we take. No comments.
All right. Transfer portal needs. We'll do our draft.
Is that what we're doing?
I guess. Yeah. Are we doing position? It's kind of what we're thinking?
Draft top transfer portal needs. So we're saying like Bjorn, are you saying like pick 2 players like that are in the portal currently? Yes. No. This is kind of. Okay, so we're looking at position. Okay, Bjorn, we'll talk about that in a sec. But this is a good point. This is why I think Dante should go back. Like, he's still young. Like, he still has a lot, not necessarily to prove, because he's already proved a lot this year. But NFL GMs are going to want to see him succeed again. Like, it's just how it is.
Yeah, I think the stat is 20 starts in college. That correlates with NFL success, and I think Dante's right underneath that line unless he makes a national championship. And you still see him struggle with some of these simulated pressure looks and just like some, looks that with experience he'll be able to pick up like Nix was able to. And that's part of the reason why he got drafted and he's seen success, 14-3 season. I think Dante probably does need to come back for a year for his long-term development, but I just don't know if it makes sense when he's projected. No, I always think that it would help, for his long term, but I just don't think it's ever gonna happen when you're projected top 2 pick. It's just not ever gonna happen. Yeah, exactly.
Believe me, I would love it if this would happen. Who knows if that will actually happen? But briefly just to touch on. Hold on. Well, yes, this is. I mean, Trey Lance he's kind of a bum. We watched him. I mean, I watched him play against the Broncos, and there was a few times where he was throwing the ball to like receivers, and it was probably like 10 to 15 yards over their head. And I was actually kind of shocked that he's an NFL backup quarterback at this point. Like, I don't know what people saw in him when they took him so high. I was very adamant against. He's not very good. Like, yes, they have talent, does not mean they're gonna be good. He's like Joe Milton 2.0. Like, and Anthony Richardson. Like, yes, they have all the tools, but it's just kind of up to them to put it together.
Yeah, no, Pike knows ball. That's what I'm talking about. Shout out Pike. All right, let's get into our draft finally. Bjorn, you're going third. Start thinking. I think number one. I'm gonna. Now, Brian, I'll let you go first.
I'm going first. So the position that we need the most in the portal, I'm going to say O-line. We're going to lose most of our O-line this year. We're going to lose. Poncho's coming back, which is a huge get, in your center. Like your center kind of like leads the offense. But we're going to lose Pregnan, Harkey, World, and I mean right guard has been kind of a revolving door. But with Dave Ayuli, we need to hit the portal. We need to go out there and land a big time tackle, preferably. But that's my number one pick is going to be the O-line.
Yeah, I think DBs might be the choice here too, but I'm actually going to go edge here. We're going to be losing Mateo. Tatum is probably.
I don't know if I would have gone there, Brady.
He might be gone. I think we're losing potentially both our edges. We got Purchase coming up. Do you think Tatum's staying?
Oh, I don't know. I think he might. But even if those guys leave, I think our young edges are pretty good. Like, I mean, Purchase has been solid. I mean,
yeah. Well, you took O-line, so I'll take D-line as a whole.
Right,
we're still going to be losing Amari Washington. So potentially looking to replace some of those guys. And we just did see Texas Tech's defensive front potentially keep them in that game the whole time. So, yeah, I'll go D-line. And Bjorn's going to take corners. He says we need experience and depth, and I completely agree. That was probably the smarter pick, but I also just want to talk about our D-line a little bit. So,
I mean, you get another round. I mean, yeah, losing. No, I agree with Bjorn here. I agree 100%. But to talk about what Bjorn is saying, I mean, we're going to lose Kennedy. We're going to lose Thieneman. Like, we're going to lose Teron Johnson.
Well, he doesn't get all DBs. He gets corners. Okay, all DBs is kind of crazy.
Okay, he gets corners. Is that how that works? Okay, He gets corners. So because my bad, guys. I have a feeling. I wonder what Brody's going to take with the 5th pick.
Pike Sadiq is going to be gone next year. Number 18. I think there's about 32 NFL teams that are going to want him, but we do have Jamari Johnson, who is an absolute freak and is very good at catching the ball, and we do have Kendra Harrison. Who, if you saw the pictures, looked absolutely huge against 6'6" Emmanuel Nacho. So that is not going to be an issue for us next year. I think I'm probably between safety and linebacker. Our linebackers have always been struggling. We're obviously losing captain of our defense in Betcher, but I am going to pick safeties because we are linked to Coy Parrish, and I think we will hit harder on safeties. I want him. I want Coy Parrish pretty bad. Right now, it's reported that Sam Levitt is going to Kentucky for about $5 to $7 million with Will Stein. So he might not be coming home. We are on the Dylan Rydell hype train.
We don't want him to come home. We do not want Sam Levitt to come home. I've seen a lot of Duck fans talking about, we want Sam Levitt. We do not want Sam Levitt. He is not that
Bjorn
guy.
Absolutely hates Sam Levitt. He thinks he's the worst person on earth. He played against him
I've heard multiple people say that. Multiple people say that.
Yeah. So,
Also, let's talk about Bjorn's second pick here, the receiver room. But I agree. We really need help. We're gonna lose Benson. Dak Moore is not that guy. Hate to come out here and say it. Hate to break your guys' hearts. He's not that guy. We need somebody on the outside that's gonna really impact the game.
I don't know. Bear looks huge, dude. Gatlin looks huge, dude, and he's fast. I think he might step up.
That's the thing.
In a big way.
I think he will eventually be our number one guy. He's been down in Texas being a Mormon. So he'll be back, and he's been training. So hopefully he's good to go. But again, like the game speed is going to be changed. Once you get to high level Division I football, then high school, and he's been out of football for a little while. So we'll see. I need a little bit of time. But McClellan could really step up. I agree. Is the FCS championship game crazy? I haven't been able to watch it. I'm gonna just
we've been doing the podcast. We'll wrap this draft up so we can all go watch the ending of the FCS championship.
It's a tie game. It's a tie game. 28-28. Montana State has the ball.
All right.
Illinois State Rebels are gonna get the ball. What on my last pick? It has to be QB. If Dante leaves, it has to be QB. You kind of need the QB to run the offense. So, I mean, realistically, the only positions that we're not taking are running backs and tight ends. And we're taking everything else.
No, I completely
So-
agree. All right, so Brennan ends with O-line and quarterback. I end with D-line and safeties, and Bjorn ends with cornerbacks and receivers. So Bjorn, just
Bjorn definitely won.
hating on the big guys, wants those shiny new objects. So he definitely didn't win. It's between me and Brennan. So yeah, that's all I got. You got anything else, Brennan?
No. I hope you guys have a good night. Go Ducks, and you guys better be tuned in on probably on Thursday is when we'll do our next one.
Mm-hmm.
We'll talk about the good old Indiana game. And if you guys want to make some, if you guys want to make some money, you listen. If you want to make money,
do not
do not listen to anything that Brody or Bjorn have to say.
No, listen. If me and Brennan agree on it, then it's gonna hit no matter what. I
can show you my my history, and you guys will see that I've made far too much money betting on college football. But we'll let you guys know on Thursday. We'll come up with some good picks. If you guys want to come up with parlays, let us know. We'll do something. Shout out to you guys for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed. Again, this was the Worst of College Football. And we will not be bet,
Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, we'll see you on the next one.